Okay, so you're joining us to try and make sense of what's happening with the Pheobe Bishop case. It's a really troubling one.
Absolutely. A 17-year-old girl, Pheobe Bishop, vanished. Her housemates say they drove her to the airport on May 15th.
But she never got on her flight. That's the core issue here.
Exactly. And what we're working from mainly are the news reports and police updates, mostly from around May 28th, 2025.
So our mission today really is to break down what we actually know, focus on the, well, frankly, suspicious details that have emerged, and highlight why getting information now is just so critical.
Let's start with the last known sighting. That's the morning of May 15th.
Right.
Phoebe was seen in a gray Hyundai ILA 35.
With her housemates, Tanika Bromley and James Wood, who were driving.
Yeah, and the stated plan was they were taking her to Airport Drive in Bundaberg.
She was meant to fly to WA, Western Australia, via Brisbane.
But here's the first major problem. Airport CCTV footage. Well, it shows she never actually went into the terminal building.
Never entered. So, okay, right away, that's a huge contradiction, isn't it? If they say they dropped her off curbside or whatever, but she's not seen going inside.
It immediately casts doubt on their version of events. Serious doubt.
Which likely explains why the police acted so fast.
Precisely. They established two crime scenes very quickly. One was the property in Gingin, where Phoebe lived with them.
And the other?
The other was the car itself, that gray Hyundai IM 35.
And that car belongs to Tanika Bromley, one of the housemates.
Correct. So, you see, right from the get-go, the investigation understandably centers on the housemates and that vehicle.
And things found in that vehicle just make it all feel darker. Police reportedly found weapons.
Yes, allegedly. A shortened firearm, some ammunition, and also two replica handguns were located inside Ms Bromley's Hyundai.
Wow, okay. And she was charged.
She was charged with weapon offenses, yes, and then granted bail. Released pending court. The magistrate apparently made a comment about her having an unhealthy interest in weapons.
An unhealthy interest. Okay. But police have said these aren't linked to Phoebe's disappearance.
That's the official line at this point, yes. They've stated these weapons charges are separate from the missing person investigation.
But still, finding those items in the car she was last seen in, I mean, it doesn't exactly ease concerns, does it?
No, it certainly adds a very unsettling layer. Even if it's legally distinct for now, it paints a picture, you know?
It really does. And then, maybe the most bizarre part. The car itself was altered? Drastically.
Yes, the haunting vision, as one report put it, the state the Hyundai was found in.
Tell us about that. What exactly was changed?
Well, the original Queensland plates 414 EW3, they seem to have been physically altered. Someone used reddish paint and black electrical tape, it looks like, to make them read 474 BW8.
Changed the numbers and letters with paint and tape.
Yes, and not just that. The plate was made to look like it was from New South Wales, not Queensland. And even the Hyundai badge on the back. It was painted over to try and look like a Toyota symbol.
Okay, hold on. That's not just random damage. That's deliberate disguise, isn't it? Paint, tape, changing the state, changing the make symbol.
It certainly appears that way. Highly deliberate. And the police are investigating these alterations specifically. It strongly suggests an attempt to hide the vehicle's identity.
You have to ask why. Why go to such lengths right around the time someone you live with disappears after being in that very car? It screams concealment.
It absolutely raises that question very loudly. And this leads into the next major phase, the search.
The bushland search, right. Goodnight Scrub National Park.
Exactly. A really intensive search was mounted there. We're talking specialist police, dog squad, Polair helicopters, police divers checking waterways, SES volunteers. A huge operation.
Showing they clearly had reason to believe that area was significant.
They must have. But then, quite suddenly, the search was suspended.
Suspended? Why?
The reason given, and this is critical, is that police discovered that some potential evidence at that search site might have been moved before they got there.
Moved? You mean tampered with?
That's the implication. Interference with potential evidence before law enforcement secured the scene.
Wow. Okay, that adds a whole other layer of suspicion. If someone knew where to look and got there first.
It suggests possible obstruction, doesn't it? Someone potentially trying to hide or destroy evidence related to Phoebe's disappearance. It's a very serious development.
Did they find anything before it was suspended?
They did recover some items, yes. Items believed to be connected to the investigation were found in the bushland. They've been seized for forensic analysis, you know, DNA, fibers, that sort of thing.
So even though that specific search stopped, they did find things. And the broader search continues.
That's right. The investigation hasn't stopped. They're looking at other locations now, but the wider Jinjin area remains the focus.
And amidst all this, you have Phoebe's mother, Kylie Johnson. The pain she must be going through.
Unimaginable. Her social media posts reflect that deep distress. It's worth noting she said something about focusing only on getting Phoebe back, not correcting judgments or speculation online.
Just wants her daughter home. It
Yeah.
puts a human face on all these procedural details, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It reminds us what this is all about.
So let's just quickly recap the really suspicious points here, because there are several.
Okay.
One, the housemate's story about the airport drop-off just doesn't match the airport footage. Big red flag.
Definitely. 2, the weapons found in their car. Even if officially separate for now, the context is disturbing.
3, the car alterations, the number plates, the badge. That seems incredibly deliberate and points towards hiding something.
Very much so. And 4, the suspension of that major search because evidence might have been tampered with beforehand.
Taken together. I mean, it paints a really troubling picture right from the outset, doesn't it?
It does. These aren't just minor inconsistencies. They're significant anomalies and actions that strongly suggest something is seriously wrong and potentially being concealed.
And that's why, for you listening, even a tiny detail you might remember could be huge.
Absolutely crucial. The police investigation is very active. They're looking into multiple angles.
And they're specifically asking for help, right, about the car.
Yes, a direct appeal for any information, any dash cam vision, or any sightings at all of that gray Hyundai i35, remember the altered plates, 474 BW, 8 points, possibly showing NSW between May 15th and May 18th.
May 15th to 18th, even if you think it's nothing.
Let the police decide that. Any piece of information could be the missing link. Please contact Crime Stoppers. You can do it anonymously.
So, wrapping this up, we have a missing 17-year-old girl and a whole series of, frankly, deeply suspicious circumstances swirling around the people she was last seen with and their vehicle.
The need for information from the public is urgent, critically important right now.
And maybe something to leave you thinking about. Why go to such extreme lengths to alter those number plates? What really happened between the time Phoebe got in that car and when she was supposed to board her flight?
Those questions hang heavy. If anything we've discussed triggers a thought, a memory, anything related to that gray Hyundai around those dates, please make the call. It could make all the difference in finding Phoebe.